Welcome to Generation Viewpoint. Here with your hosts, Evan and Freedom.
I can't even listen to that with a straight face, Evan. This is crazy. Episode 7, and you're talking like you're in the WWF ring, center ring, with the mic hanging from the ceiling. This is getting crazier around
That's
here.
right.
So, Evan, I'm so excited to be back here again with you. Episode number 7.
Yeah.
And boy, you know what a week it's been, and this is going to be exciting. And I am very excited just to roll right into things. Like I can't even think about anything other than that we have another guest with us.
We do.
And I am really excited about this because one female guest, first female guest ever in the history of Generation Viewpoint.
Yeah.
And 2, I have no idea who she is, which makes it like a surprise guest, like behind door number 3.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
So why don't you introduce the guest to me and to everybody else out there?
Well, our guest today lives in Michigan.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember where. Somewhere near Detroit.
Where in the hand is that? Is that pinky side?
I think it's over near the pinky.
Actually, we could probably let her tell us.
We could
where that
probably,
is.
yeah. But this is Lizzie. Say hi.
Hi.
Hey, Lizzie. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. And you're wrong about the pinky. It's by the thumb, actually.
Oh, it's by the thumb. So she's thumb side.
Yeah.
See, here in Pennsylvania,
Yeah.
if you put your hand up like you're in Michigan, and then if you just turn it sideways, you basically get Pennsylvania.
Yeah, it is Pennsylvania.
So just in case you're wondering, it looks just like
Yeah,
Pennsylvania.
but we don't know geometry that well, so we wouldn't know.
Geometry. You mean geography. Oh, boy, we're going weird places in this show. Awesome. So,
All right.
very good.
So to start off, I just want to. This episode is about strangers.
Okay.
The entire thing is about strangers, and I thought it was perfect to have Lizzie on because she's pretty much a stranger.
Well, you know, leading into this show, I heard, right, when we were talking about this, that this, Lizzie, is this true? Is this the first time ever that you and Evan have actually heard each other's voice and talked?
Yeah, the first time he's heard mine, I've heard his on the other podcast, but other than
She's
that,
a subscriber.
Oh, I love it. Well, I got to tell you, you have a very comforting voice, so it's wonderful.
Well,
Liz,
thank you.
yeah, and why don't you take 1 minute and introduce yourself to me, because I don't know much about you, and everybody who's listening on the show. Who are you? What have you been up to these days?
All right, well, I'm 18 years old. I just graduated last year. I'm going to a community college for photography. I'm planning to get my associates there in the next 2 years. And then I believe I'll be transferring to Wayne State in Detroit to finish it off.
Oh, awesome.
I am in a Christian household. My dad's the pastor of our church, so God is definitely a big part of my life. Yeah, I think that's the most important things about me.
That's really cool. So when you go through photography school, your goal to what is your goal to do with what you're learning in photography? What do you see the big picture of your dream?
I have no idea.
It sounds like Evan. Evan's the same way.
Yep.
I would love to work in a magazine or something like that.
Okay.
I'm not real big on owning a studio, but if that's what I have to do, then that's what I have to do. Definitely not a bad.
You make it sound like it's a bad thing to have a studio.
It's not. It's not.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, it's great to meet you, Lizzie. I'm so thrilled that you're here with us, and I'm excited to see what this episode is about because, as our listeners know, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Because you did this show, Evan.
Yeah, I did.
And here I am. Here Lizzie is. And we're both just like waiting to find out what does Evan have planned for us. So with that, let's get started. Like, what do you got for us?
Well, to start off, I was on YouTube, a little backstory.
Okay.
And I found this music video. And in the music video, it had this interesting story. And it's on a experiment that they had. It's called the Experimental Generation of Interpersonal Closeness.
Okay.
Big name.
You lost me already.
Yeah.
Okay.
But in 1997, a psychologist, Mr. Aaron, had a pair of people sit down for 40 minutes, and then after 40 minutes of answering 36 questions,
Okay.
they had to stare into each other's eyes for 4 minutes.
Now, these are strangers, right? They've never met before.
They've never met before until this interview, pretty much.
Okay.
And then for the song purpose, they had them staring into each other's eyes for 4 minutes, listening to their song, because their song is 4 minutes long.
Okay.
So it fitted right in. And after all the studies, they found that people actually fall in love from doing this.
In an hour.
In an hour.
Wow.
People fall in love.
Lizzie, do you believe that?
I find that very strange, but
Okay.
I mean, if it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
Wow. All right.
But 2 pairs
Yes.
of people
Yes.
out of, I think it was like 50 different people. I'm not,
Okay.
They didn't say how many.
Yeah.
But 2 pairs got married 6 months after the experiment.
This is amazing.
I know.
Okay.
It's insane.
Yeah.
So I compiled a few different questions
Okay.
that are from the 36.
Okay.
And the only rule about the 36 is that you have to answer them in order.
Okay.
And from 1 to 36, it starts off with just normal questions like number 4 was, what would constitute a perfect day for you?
Okay.
So it's just kind of getting to know each other to start off. There's 3
Right.
tiers.
Okay.
And that's in tier 1. And then it goes on to when did you last sing to yourself or to someone else?
Oh.
Just kind of getting to know how goofy they are as well.
Wait, if I sing Getting to Know You right now, does that mean we'll fall in love? Because that would
No.
be me singing to you?
No.
Okay, I'm just checking. Just checking there.
And then it moves on to tier 2 is what is your most treasured memory. So it gets a little bit deeper as it goes.
Yes.
And then the very last one is to share a personal problem with the partner that you're talking to.
Okay.
And ask them for their advice.
So the questions are basically leading people through a hour-long relationship from getting to know each other until intimate problems.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Lizzie, I don't know. Can you foresee sitting down with somebody, being led through these questions like this, and getting to know them so well in an hour that you would have a close, tight relationship with them that quickly?
I don't know. I honestly think that's kind of insane.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be able to do that at all.
Well, one of the things on our last podcast we talked about in dating was how a lot of people go on like a first date or second date and they go to the movies and they're not even talking, right? That's pretty common. So here's a way where it almost seems like you take the relationship and put it on like the easy pass,
Yeah.
the freeway almost, because they are talking. Huh. This is interesting. Okay, where are we going with this, Evan?
Well, that's about it.
That's about it.
For that experiment. And I found it really amazing that it actually works.
Okay.
Because I wouldn't think
Yes.
that sitting down for an hour, you
Yes.
fall in love with someone.
Well, okay, so now I have to ask these questions, okay?
All right.
Because we're here.
Yeah.
And we happen to be right now with a guest that you've never talked to before,
Yeah.
and Lizzie has, and I've never met.
Yeah.
So, Lizzie, what is a perfect day for you?
A perfect date?
Day.
Yeah.
Day.
What's a perfect day?
Wow, this is hard. Way to put me on the spot.
Hey, listen, I don't know.
I don't even know. I honestly, a day to Chicago would be my perfect one.
Oh, in the city.
Yes, I love Chicago with my camera, and I don't know, just going through it all, I guess.
Okay, fantastic. I like big cities myself. I'm a New York City kind of guy, so I love it when we get to go down there. So, that's a perfect day for me, too. I would enjoy that as well. So, how about, has anybody sang to you ever in your life? I have to ask. Lizzie, has anybody ever sang directly to you a song?
Serenade.
Serenaded. All right. All right.
I don't think so, no.
Okay. We'll check that.
Do you sing to yourself, though?
Yes.
Oh, that goes back to a previous episode where we talked about you have to love yourself
Yep.
and respect yourself,
Yep.
right?
So are you a car singer or public singer, where if you're walking through the store and you just start singing along with the song over the loudspeakers?
I love it.
Not public at all. I not sing. So just in the car when I'm by myself.
That's fantastic. You know, my wife, when she sings in the car, has the most beautiful voice. But if you ever asked her to sing, she'd be like, I don't have a good voice. But she really does. She has a beautiful voice.
She does.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so she's like a closet singer of some sort. So very good. All right.
So, but the song that it came from
Okay.
is called Wildfire by Seafret.
Okay.
So I would suggest everyone to go and listen to the song. I know I had you and Lizzie listen to the songs.
Yeah.
So what were your thoughts on the whole song?
I don't know. Lizzie, what do you think on that one?
I did not like it that much.
You didn't like
wow.
it? Okay. What didn't? Well, let's start there. What didn't you like about it?
I mean, I didn't think it was a bad song, but I don't know, like the music behind it and the lyrics, they just did not flow as well as some other ones do for me.
Okay. All right. So I got to ask you, Evan, what did you love about the song?
I don't know. I just really liked the song.
So everything that Lizzie didn't like, you did like.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Plus, I listened to the song with the music video.
Okay.
So whenever I listen to the song, I see the music video.
Yeah.
And I found the story so interesting that I like the song now.
Okay.
So-
Because the store went in conjunction with that scientific study, though, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So it's all inclusive. You like everything together.
Yeah.
I see.
That's
Okay.
right. And then also I found another story. Actually, I found it yesterday.
Okay.
I was scrolling through Facebook for the first time in a month.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it is a story of a photographer in New York.
Okay.
And he went on the streets.
Yeah.
And he found random people.
Yeah.
And he posed them like they were family or spouses.
Okay.
These people didn't know each other at all.
Right.
And in the interviews that the people had of the people that were getting their pictures taken of,
Yeah.
said that at first it was awkward, but then 5 minutes into it,
Yes.
they felt like the person they were posing with
Yes.
were their family.
You know, I'm seeing a theme here. Lizzie, are you seeing this theme through all the things we're talking about here?
Yes, definitely.
Like strangers, this is definitely an episode about strangers right now. I mean, starts with having Lizzie on with us, which is amazing.
Yeah.
They never talked before,
Yep.
right? Then you're talking about a study that they did where they took strangers put together and they fall in love. Then strangers on the street posing to each other by going through that experience together, they feel like they've known each other forever.
Yeah.
I don't know, Lizzie. As much as you say you may not see that happen, I'm starting to buy into this thing. What do you think? I don't know.
I know the family one made me rethink my previous statement.
We got to rethink here in aisle 2. All right.
So would you consider sitting down with a stranger and answering the 36 questions?
Yeah, I would.
You would do
You
it.
would.
Would you be scared?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I think honestly, if I knew what was going on walking into, I might be a little nervous.
I would definitely be nervous.
That could be a pressure situation.
Yeah, because when you go into the experiment that they had,
Yeah.
they didn't tell them anything.
Okay.
They told them that they were going to have questions asked of them,
Yes.
and that's it.
Yeah.
So they didn't know that they were getting paired up with someone,
Yes.
or answering questions about a personal problem and then asking them to answer.
Wow. Now, I have heard, I don't know what it's called, but I've heard that when you take two strangers and if they've been through a traumatic event together, that somehow that event binds them together. And a lot of times they fall in love and become married because they've been through such a whatever it was
Yeah.
together, you know? So there is something going on here in this whole stranger thing we're
Yeah.
talking about. I don't know what it is,
Yeah.
you know?
It definitely has a part of opening up
Yeah.
right away,
Yes.
because you're pretty much with all the questions.
Yeah.
Another one was, when was the last time you cried to yourself?
These are getting deep.
Yeah, I'm telling you, some of them are so deep.
Lizzie, I think we better get off this thing. Evan's taking us places that I don't know where we're going. Man.
It just
You know?
when you answer these questions, you
Yeah.
put everything
Yeah,
out
on
there.
the line.
without even trying, because you get eased into it with the easy questions of what's your perfect day.
I don't know. So here's a question. Lizzie, how comfortable are you? And I'm asking only because you're here. How comfortable are you in opening up to somebody that you don't know fairly quickly? Or does it take a long time to really open up like that?
I almost find it easier to open up to someone I don't know than someone that I do.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Just because they don't know me, I guess. I don't know.
They're not judging you as much, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Because none of us like to be judged. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Right? So whenever we're hesitant, it's because if we tell somebody this about us, they're going to make a decision about us, and we may not want to know what that decision is. So I can understand that, really, you know. But oh boy, I don't know. All right, very good. We're talking a lot about strangers. This is powerful stuff.
It reminds me of my favorite book, Scary Close.
Again,
your
favorite book,
Again.
and one of my. Lizzie, have you read this book yet?
I've not. Evan told me to look into it, but I haven't looked into it yet.
Oh my goodness, I love it. Which I'm a huge Donald Miller fan already, just from his book years ago, A Million Miles in 1,000 Years, which talks all about how our lives are a story that can be written.
Yep.
But Scary Close, fantastic book. Yeah.
But it says to try, or I forget how he phrased it, but it the sense of it was to put everything out right away, and to trust the person before putting any. I forget how he phrases it, but
like putting walls up. You mean trust them first and let them
putting everything out and letting them come to you instead of you running to them and then them declining you. Pretty much.
I see. Very interesting. All right. Well, I happen to be one of those guys that opens up to everybody really fast because I've made a lot of dumb mistakes in my life, and I think that all those happen, one, for learning, and two, to keep me humble because I'm really not that smart. Right, Lizzie? Right? The mistakes we make, aren't they here in our lives so that we can help other people with our errors? Don't you think that?
Yes, yeah.
You know, I mean, I think that's why those errors happen in our lives, is because we learn from them, and then we can help other people when they're about to make the same error.
Yeah.
You know?
Very true.
So, I don't know. That's my thought. So, I don't know. Hey, am I allowed to ask a question that's off this topic, or are we going to stay on stranger topic till the end?
I'm pretty sure that's all I got.
Okay. So, I have to just ask this question. How much time we got? Have we got some time here?
Yeah, we got a few minutes.
Okay, so I went in. I'm going to tell a brief story, and Lizzie, I want to ask your opinion on this, on whether this lady was right or wrong in getting upset with me. It ends with her upset with me. Okay, so I walked into a Home Depot, and I was buying some spackle. So I went over and I grabbed a thing of spackle. I went to the checkout counter. I put my spackle on the counter. She rang it up. I handed her my money. She took the money. She handed me back my change. Now, I'm standing at the counter. I'm holding my spackle in one hand. I'm holding the money in the other hand. And she reaches out with her hand with the receipt, and she says, "Here you go." And I said, "Can you please throw that away for me?" And she says, "The receipt?" And I said, "Yes, because I'd like to keep the spackle and the money." And she got so mad at me because I said that. So was I wrong in saying what I said?
I work in retail, so I'm a cashier.
Oh, no.
That is not offending at all. I don't know why she got mad.
Well, I walked in the car and I told my wife what happened, and she says, you basically told her, "Here's your sign," to quote a famous comedian. So she was fired up at me. I don't know, you know? So funny things like that happen in my life all the time, you know? But very good. Excellent. Well, is that pretty much all we got for today?
Yeah, that's all I got.
This is fantastic.
Yeah.
Lizzie, thank you for putting up with us over here.
No problem.
And it's so great to meet you after, hearing about your photography and you and Evan, sharing photography notes. But this is amazing that you guys never talked before. I love this.
Yeah.
This is awesome. Maybe this is a start of some conversations. Who knows? And then we can have you on the phone again, or on the podcast again. That'd be great.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
So let me ask you a question. Since you are a photographer and studying that, do you take pictures and post them up anywhere? Where can somebody go online and find you and see the works that you're doing, or anything like that?
I actually have an Instagram besides my personal one.
Okay.
And it is my last name, which is Devlaminck. I'm not sure if you want me to spell that.
Yeah, you better.
Okay, it's Devlaminck, and then photo, and that is
Photo.
the name of it.
Okay, we'll put a link in the
Yeah.
show notes too, right?
Yeah, sounds good.
Excellent. Make it nice and easy. So,
Awesome.
but this has been a fantastic another show. I love this topic of strangers. It really is interesting, and that blog that you wrote a week ago now about meeting a stranger in a coffee shop. This seems to be an ongoing theme, especially when we're talking about relationships.
Yep.
And where can relationships go? And some of the greatest relationships that you're going to have in your life could be moments away when you meet a stranger at the next store, at the next retail counter, at wherever it is. It could be. You just don't know. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So this is fascinating. So for everybody out there listening, thank you for being with us. We want to remind you that we have the show notes online. You can see some links on there for Lizzie's photography works and our socials and things like that. And we invite you to visit us on the social. Send us some feedback. Send us your ideas on strangers or other things that you want to hear us talk about. And the next show, Ev, what do we talk about in the next show? Do we know that yet?
I think we should talk about showing affection.
Showing affection. You mean like to your dog? To
It
what?
could be.
Okay.
Yeah.
To anything. I don't know.
Yeah.
I would ask Lizzie to join us again, but I think she might be a little scared after this one.
Yeah.
I don't know. Lizzie, did we scare you?
A lot, actually. I don't want to be alone ever again.
I love it.
That's
Lizzie,
awesome.
you are fantastic. So good luck with your learning and stuff like that. And thank you again for being with us. You were truly amazing.
No problem.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Have a great week.
See ya. Remember, we're on iTunes and Stitcher. And as always, thanks for being awesome.